Welcome to another installment of No State Budget Yet, Day 38. Let's talk about money, your money. When the federal government passed laws to give tax breaks and deductions for things like tips, overtime, and auto loans, and gave an additional $6,000 deduction for taxpayers over 65 years old, it sounded great. Taxpayers in many states received the benefits of that on a federal and state level, but not South Carolina. Nope. They voted against what's called conformity or concurrence, which means that they said they weren't going to conform to the federal tax law changes allowing these deductions. That meant that while figuring your South Carolina taxes, you had to add those figures back in. You may not have even known it was happening if someone else does your taxes or if you use tax software, but you missed out. Our legislators tried to explain it away by saying two things. Number one, they passed their own bill, House Bill 4216, to lower the state's top individual income tax rate from 6% down to 5.21% for the 2026 tax year. Okay, and they also reduced the number of tax brackets we have down from 3 to 2. And number two, they said that they would greatly increase the homestead exemption for those over 65 years old. There are problems with both of these. When they do finally pass the budget, the homestead exemption they promised won't be nearly as much. And it only helps if you own property. And with the huge increase in home prices, are you even saving anything at all? And those new tax brackets, guess who they help the most? That's right, the wealthy. And the wealthier you are, the more it helps. And if you happen to be poor, guess what? You get to pay more than you're paying now. So here are some actual numbers. If you have $100,000 in taxable income, you will get to pay more than $1,000 less in taxes this year. Great. But let's say you're a struggling single parent, working your butt off, and after all your deductions and calculations, you only have $4,000 in taxable income. Well, you'll actually pay over $66 more. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot. And it's easy to walk away and take your $1,000+ thinking, awesome, great, it's my money, I deserve it. But $66 to someone who's working and still barely scraping by is huge. Don't they also deserve a savings? Clearly, you wouldn't say that they deserve to be squeezed even more than they already are. South Carolina should and could do better for everyone. Yes, some of us will save some money. Wonderful. But not all of us. You can bet that the very rich would scream bloody murder if they didn't get their slice. But the very poor, the seniors on fixed incomes, not benefiting, what about them? Some lawmakers vote as if this population is disposable. And as the wealth gap increases, if we continue to allow money to talk in politics, this gap will move most of us to the bottom. That's right. Unless you're a multi-millionaire or well-connected, you're moving down. When this budget finally gets approved and comes out, they're hoping you forget their actual promises of how much they were going to increase the homestead exemption or how they were going to fix the fraudulent voucher system, which is taking money away from our neighborhood schools. Don't allow them to forget. Share this video so others don't forget, and then vote them out in 88 days. Vote for me, Lynn Ramirez, for State House 16, located in the Fountain Inn in Simpsonville areas. Thanks.
Paid for by Lynn Ramirez for SC.